I'm a decent fellow. I hate to kill you.
You seem a decent fellow. I hate to die.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Urge Artifacts, where we unbox, review, and discuss collectibles, decor, and other hobby-related items. My name is RJ, and today we are going to be taking a look at this. What this is a companion piece for another weapon replica that I have in my house on display right now. And it is from Sideshow Collectibles, and the manufacturer is Factory Entertainment. And what it is the sword of Dread Pirate Roberts, and number 339. This is something that I ordered probably about 7 or 8 months ago, and I ordered it specifically to go hand in hand with the sword of Inigo Montoya from The Princess Bride. If you haven't seen that video yet, take a look at that one after this. I did a whole unboxing video at that sword, and it's one of my most favorite and treasured replicas. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be opening this up, taking a look inside, and putting it on display right next to the other rapier sword. So let's not waste any more time, and let's open up the sword of Dread Pirate Roberts. All right, so in the movie, the man in black, aka Dread Pirate Roberts, is obviously our hero Wesley from the very beginning of the movie, and he has a series of events. The most significant being the sword fight he has with Inigo Montoya. So while I'm painstakingly opening up this box, I will let that sword fight play out for you guys, but I'll also give you a little background about the making of the sword for the movie. Just like Inigo Montoya has this great character arc and background behind his sword, the Dread Pirate Roberts, aka Wesley, also has one about his. So when the previous Dread Pirate Roberts retires, he bestows upon Wesley his ship, his costume, and his sword, and thus Wesley takes upon the mantle of the Dread Pirate Roberts. Roberts, being a master swordsman, needed a weapon that was both functional and suitable for dueling. So, wanting to be historically accurate, the Dread Pirate Roberts sword is a swept-hilt rapier modeled on German military rapiers from the late 16th and early 17th century. To create this replica, Factory Entertainment was allowed extensive access to the original prop swords, which have been carefully preserved over the years by the production company of the film's executive producer, Norman Lear. Many hours were spent carefully studying and examining them. Detailed copies, casts, photographs, and measurements were taken to ensure absolute accuracy. A decision was made to replace the aluminum alloy blade found on the original props with a more durable high-carbon steel, which also gives the replica slightly more heft and is more accurate to the materials that would have historically been used on a real rapier. Each replica has a hand-forged blade and is hand-finished to exacting specifications. The guard and pommel are chrome-plated steel. The handle is wood, wrapped in black buffalo leather. Now here's the website with some of those details and images, including the companion piece, the Sword of Inigo Montoya, which you can also find on Sideshow Collectibles. It's another great sword as well, and I do have that one. But here are just some other images of what's advertised on the website, and shortly I will show you in person what you get. So this way you can make your decision on purchasing this blade or not. Okay, so let's take a look at the contents one by one now that I've opened it up. So the first thing that you get is this little trifold, which is very similar to what came with the sword of Inigo Montoya. It gives instructions on how to mount the plaque and put the sword on it. It also tells a little bit about the forward, about like what went into the shot. I wonder if this is similar or the same as the Sword of Inigo Montoya one. I'll have to check that out. I have a feeling it might be the same, but we'll see if it's different. Then you go through the film and the sword itself. I'm sure this is different. It will tell a little bit about what went into making the sword and the sword itself. Okay, I know they emphasize the accuracy. And then rather than a certificate of authenticity, like in the standard paper version, this right here is basically the certificate. So I would count this whole trifold as the certificate of authenticity. And then the classic care and maintenance and warning, this is not a toy, for display purposes only. And now here we have the plaque. So very simple, like all of these, you screw these two sword holder screws into the plaque, and then all you have to do is mount it on the back. Okay, and then there's the edition number right there. Very basic to put up on the wall. If you want to do it on a wall, I will be displaying it a little differently to start. And then finally we have the sword itself. Here is the hilt. We'll zoom in on that. Looks like general black threading. The pommel and the handguard. Let's take a look in on here. You know, it's just some basic design, but the idea here is not to just add more to the sword, it's to replicate the actual blade. So there is the sword. And now here's the two swords from the movie side by side. You'll notice Inigo's sword is much more ornate. That was the purpose. It's a lot more iconic of a sword in a movie. The Dread Pirate Roberts didn't have a vendetta mission, though he did have a quest to reclaim his love. So I'm sure the function needed to be just as good. In comparing the two, Inigo's sword is definitely significantly heavier. That's one thing I could tell you that you can't see, but it makes sense. It's just a lot bigger, a lot more metal on there. The handle's bigger, the pommel's bigger. The blade looks to be a little thicker. And then lengthwise, it looks like they're both pretty much the same length. And then finally, here are the two blades side by side on my display shelf. You see, when I zoom out, I got a couple Game of Thrones weapons up on the wall, as well as the shield of Richard the Lionhearted. And then we zoom in, and we could see both rapiers in their glory. This is why I had to have it. They do look very, very good side by side together. If anybody wants to come over and duel me, pick your sword. Let's do it. All right, there you have it. One last look at the rapier. Here's the hilt. Okay, you can see a little size comparison compared to me. There we go. Overall, I like this. It's not like the fanciest of weapons. Like if you wanted to get like a really ornate, customizable rapier, there are probably better ones to get or more elaborate ones to get for the price of this one. But what you're buying here is you're buying the representation from the movie. And for me, I really wanted to get it to match the other sword that was very iconic to me. So I would say, unless you're a huge fan of the Dread Pirate Roberts itself, or you're a huge fan of the movie, or maybe you've gotten the other sword and you want this to match, then I would definitely get this. I mean, that sword fight is one of the best in movie history, and the movie is to a lot of people is one of the best in movie history. So I'm very happy with it and very glad I purchased this. In the meantime, stay tuned for other videos or take a look at some of my other videos that I've put up in the past. The Sword of Inigo Montoya, I got that one up. That one is great. You can see that in a little bit more detail, but I will have future weapon replica movies going on, armor, house decor, book reviews, things like that. So stay tuned for those. And I just want to thank everybody for watching. And remember to keep on collecting, keep on having fun, and have a great day. As you wish. Thank you.